shit is that, Chase? Hello. Alright, so today we're going to try to fix the neutral safety switch. I noticed my reverse lights weren't working, and I replaced both the bulbs, and that didn't help at all. It looks like both the bulbs in there were fine. Normally you get like drivability issues, like it might not know it's in park so it won't start or something. So none of that, just I noticed the reverse lights weren't working. So oftentimes you can just clean it out. It's kind of like a quarter turn, and there's a bunch of races with contacts, and there's like an arm that sweeps across the contacts with different settings to kind of mechanically program it. So usually you can just take it off the transmission down there, clean it up with some electronics cleaner, steel wool, grease it back up, and we'll see if we're good to go. The part that's on there is a cheapy eBay part to begin with, like 40 bucks. Like the Mopar ones are pretty expensive. So we'll see if this helps. The first step is to unplug it up at the engine bay. It's easy. I was looking beforehand. There's 3 plugs up here. It's the gray plug. There we go. And then nice trick, it can be a little hard to route the plug back from the transmission all the way up on top of the transmission, below the transmission tunnel, up to next to the dipstick. So you tie some string around the pigtail, and then as you're pulling the pigtail down, it'll pull the string, and then you can attach the pigtail and pull it back up. Tricky twine. That is, if I like how it's routed in here. Let's see. It was the only one on the other side of the dipstick. I guess that's a good thing. Because the harness is kind of on the other side of the dipstick anyway. Alright. Really tie one off. Like we're fucking Keith Richards in the 70s. Tie our string to the gray pigtail. That'll save us a little bit of effort on the back end. Although I just had the transmission out twice in the summer to deal with some flex plate issues. I'm pretty well acquainted with everything under here. I rebuilt the engine 20,000 miles ago. Entire Jeep has been apart. Engine out, transmission out, axles out, gas tank, seats, dash. I think the only thing that hasn't been off is the rear door panels. Alright, let's see. This is where you were on a tripod. I'm going to see if I can get a view under. There we go. Laptop stand, 63 Ranchero. All right. All right. Let's see if I can get you a view of the neutral safety switch we're working on. Alright, a little more slack in the old webcam cable. There we go. See this thing. Alright, so I need to get my tiny screwdriver. There's some little tabs holding this nut on because it's not really that tight. It's like around a lock collar, and then the tabs keep it in place. So I have a giant 22 millimeter open box wrench for this. It's the same size as an O2 sensor. And then I'll grab my little screwdriver, and then there's also a 13 millimeter nut up here. All right. You hang out down here. How about that? All right. Oh. In my mind, I'm going to Carolina. Can't you just see the sunshine? Alright, got some of these little tabbies. See, there's at least 2 of you out there. You don't even need the wrench. This little retainer nut's coming off hand tight. There we go. Here we go. I think this was off like 6 years ago. It can be really hard to get that little retainer off, and sometimes you break tabs and stuff. And there's like a fiber washer under the lock collar. Oh, there we go. All right. I think this is going to come off pretty easily. There's one zip tie to snip. Gotta snip the zip. Lubba lubba dub dub. Snip the zip. I need some fucking needle nose snippers. That'd be sweet. How about if I be a little more blunt? There we go. Chomp chomp. Oh. Oh my goodness. This zip tie, I tell you what. All right. Snip. There we go. Boy, look at me when I'm talking to you. All right. All right, I need a 13. Oh. just have, a 13mm bolt on the neutral safety switch left, and then it should come out. What I got a deep well, a normal underrated tool 3/8 breaker bar. Save your ratchets. All right, that didn't fight me either. Excelente. Check out this double hinged Harbor Freight Special. Some aircraft on the route to Wings Field overhead, dumping all the lead avgas onto me as they can. Alright, I don't think I need Uncle Wiggly. Let's try this new 180 tooth Craftsman. There we go. High tooth count is good for this application. Well, nice, it's already moving on the shaft. This will be out in no time. Then we can move on to the rebuilding stage. Maybe you guys can help me test the light too. Oh. This 13 is a little loose on this bolt. We can check its true size when it comes out. It didn't fight me, so. This transmission is completely electronically controlled, the Ace and Warner 4 AW4. When I went to drop the transmission, see, there we go. When I went to drop the transmission the first time, I took the gear selector off. And then I realized when I dropped the transmission, it wasn't connected to anything. Gear selector is just a video game controller on this thing. Alrighty then. Oh. Oh, there we go. Neutral safety switch. All right. Alright, so I got some electronics cleaner, some simple green, air compressor. Make quick work of this neutral safety switch. See, looks like we got some Phillips to deal with. Alright, I'll go grab a screwdriver. Alright, okie dokie. So, alright, let's see what we got in here. Opening the tomb of a pharaoh. You don't know? Oh! Let's see. Did I lose the... Shit. May have lost a spring. There we go. Alright. Yeah, 2 tiny springs. And there's 2 tiny contact arms. There we go. And then see, here are the tracks. So this arm swipes across these metal contacts. I'm just going to clean these up a little bit, scrub it down with 000 steel wool, put it back together, see if that helps. Doesn't look too bad. This is drivability problems, but I just happen to notice the reverse lights don't work. Bloody hell. Oh well. This is just kind of the outside of the metal case. Clean the outside with some simple green. Mostly cosmetic cleaning. Simple green, good for everything from surfboards to automotive brake dust. I usually stock that and the purple degreaser, but if I had to choose one thing for the rest of my life, I'm a simple green man. I think there's a seal too, right? Yeah, there's a little, there we go. We better be careful with that. Right, yeah. Kissed by a rose on the brick. Not that kind of seal. Yeah. Kissed by a rose on the grave. Get this thing nice and clean for our whapper arms. Oh, it's good this thing was easy to get off the transmission, you know. Everything here in Northeast in PA fights you and brakes on the way out. Alright, that's nice and clean. Baby, I'll be kissed by a rose on or something. Dooby-doo. Alright. Dielectric grease. My favorite non-petroleum grease. I'll grease up the seal a little bit and then put the clean seal in the clean housing and deal with the actual contacts. Dooby-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Here. Nice. Yeah, whenever it's overcast outside. Oh, too late. Whenever it's just overcast outside, the planes fly really low under the cover. Ba-dooby-doo, ba-dooby-doo, ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Baby, Huberman's been kissed by a rose on the brow. Shooby-doo, shooby-doo. Clean off the hardware. There we go. Very careful with this little fiber gasket guy. That was last in line. Doobie doobie doobie. Oh, where's the bolt is somewhere around here too. Sweet Jesus, here it is. Alright, so that'll be the clean hardware. Alright, now to clean the actual part with the circuits and whatnots. And I guess emery would do fine here too. I'm going to use some very fine steel wool on the contacts. I love the smell of cleaning products in the morning. On the tube. All right. Doobie doo, doobie doo. Nice and shiny. Wow. Only problem is there's fibers everywhere. Let's see. Oh, I taste the solvents in my tongue. They're in my bloodstream. Well, I hope at least when I put this back together, I will still not have any drivability issues. And then worst comes to worst, I'll just get a new one of these. But a lot of people clean them out. I didn't do that last time, but it's really not that bad. As long as you don't lose the spring when it all flies apart, right? That's alright, I found it. So clean off these itty bitty little contact plates that sweep across the thing there. I know it's better than soul shine or moonshine. The contact points on your distributor shining. So again, these sweep across like that. Oh, I'll give the other one a shot for some cleaning. Do you think Vladimir Putin knows how to change the oil on a car? Bet you he knows how to abduct a guy and have him do it by force. It is good you are not in CIA, Mr. Tucker. Another thing people recommended is maybe giving these springs a slight stretch. Just make sure they're digging into their contacts. Oh my God. This is the world's tiniest elastic band exercise. Oh, really working those muscles. All right. What do we think? Almost time to put it all back together. Nice. Blow out these springs. Oh my God, I love it. So we'll do a little lube injection into where these springs sit, nice and blown out from the air compressor, nice and clean. Good. Actually, these will hold them in. A little tack grease strategy, you know what I mean? All right. Second spring in the arm. Now let's check out these contacts. Little copper guys. Copper amigos. No, that's the problem with using steel wood for guitar fretboards too. The fibers get everywhere. So I think I'm gonna have to blow gun it one more time. Move this, I don't want fibers in it. Shine bright like a diamond. All right. There goes one. Two. Smear some lube in the metal half of the case too. Shine bright like a diamond. Right. All right. So that's how that's gonna sit, right? Nice. Now that half's done. And then, I mean, I guess this is done too, right? Just smear a bunch of this on the face. Oh, my face. Right? Smear. Just like a little extra for good measure. Give it a little smear. Actually, that's what food safe grease is. That's silicone too. All right. So this arm with these spring contacts will sweep across this bed, which causes different programming decisions. One of which is the reverse lights. All right. Do you ever do the old reverse a screw trick to find the threads and then, ooh yeah, then you go home. What are we at? I do a lot of furniture assembly, so I'm very well acquainted with the torque settings on this DeWalt driver's clutch. That was only about 2. That's nothing. It's stopping itself way before it hurts anything on that neutral safety switch. So now I'll just hand check where I was at, you know? Yeah, I mean, that's about right. That's where I want to be at. This thing was pretty loose coming apart. Awesome. Alright. Yeah, there's still some grease on here. We can, you know, for good measure, give it a little electronics cleaner, a little aerosolize it, and then do a little de-electric grease. Then it's time to go back under and put this back on. I'm gonna go find out what size this bolt really is. Be back in El Segundo. Alright, for the records, this bolt, 12 millimeter, works excellently. Cool. I think it's time to go back under. Do a little dab of anti-seizure on the bolt there. We're flying through this. I expected to get hung up for a half hour when the bolt breaks and the pigtail snaps. And then I have to construct a new pigtail out of 6 weatherproof splicings. Alright. I'll bring you back under too. All right. Oh, look at that, my string-a-ding. I'm gonna go secure it up top. Oh. So it doesn't fall as soon as I tie it. Oh, there's plenty of room here. This thing's not gonna fall. So we do a little tie the string to the pigtail once again. Bada bing, bada string. Alright, let's get you situated. Oh. Alright. Alright, let's see. So, oh. All right. Well, it's plugged in. We'll do a little anti-seize on that shaft too. A little, oh, damn it. Little jab on the shaft. Fuck, that hurt. Goddamn control arm box. Alright. So let's see. We got the switch. Away she goes, boys. Away she goes. Alright. Cool. The shaft is on. The switch is on the shaft. Putting the bolt in, boom, bolts in. That'll hold it in place. I guess I'll put a dab of anti-seize on the lock nut retainer thing. We're in Philadelphia, Alexander. It's the lock nut retainer, John. All right. Boom. Fiber washer. Pinchy lock nut. Brass over nut. All right. Now, tighten up the retainer nut. I think we're almost done. It's plugged in up top. And I I hope at the very least the car will start again. Because again, this can cause drivability issues. So nothing broke while we were in there. We were able to clean it up. It looked fine. But you never know. This thing has 240,000 miles. And like I said, basically every single part of this Jeep has been replaced, remanufactured, broken 3 times, and then finally lately put back together with a high degree of skill. This needs to be aligned. There's some wiggle room. If there's anything I've learned is if you're not sure, just put it in the middle of the range. Just start in the middle of the range. Probably good enough to get you going, and then you can fine tune from there. Extremes are bad, guys. Alright, she's tightened down. I'll tighten down the giant nut. Where's my giant wrench? That's important. You need the giant wrench for the giant nut. Here we go. Giant wrench. Again, 22 millimeter. I think that's 3/4. It's the same size as an O2 sensor. And really, the spec was like inch pounds. So do not crush it with this giant wrench. It's like basically there, finger tight. Remember, it was pretty loose when we took it out. Yeah, that's fine. And then I'll bend back some tabs on this little lock washer thingus with the tiny screwdriver. Right. Alright, it's lock tabbed in. I think we're all done under here. Oi! Gosling playing you. So I should cut the string off the pigtail up here. Done, man. It's all attached. There we go. I'll probably go back in and add another zip tie or two later. You know how it goes. Alright, suppose ready for a test. hurt yourself. Alright, look at that. Successful. We caused no further drivability issues. We got our reverse lights back. So glad that works. Very fulfilling for this live stream. For anyone that joined or that's watching later, thanks a lot. Thanks for joining me. This is Alex Daly for Daily Driver TV.